China's silent power play, Yanis Varoufakis' perspective on how Beijing is quietly outmaneuvering the US. By Sabir Ali, updated May 2025. Renowned economist and former Greek finance minister Yanis Varoufakis has once again stirred global discourse with his thought-provoking analysis of China's growing global influence. In a recent interview, Varoufakis argued that China is not challenging the United States with military might or loud rhetoric, but rather through a quiet, strategic realignment of global economic power. The subtle shift of economic power. According to Varoufakis, China's primary weapon in this silent victory over the United States is its methodical reshaping of the global economic order. Instead of confronting Washington head-on, Beijing is building an alternative system that bypasses traditional Western-led institutions. Key examples include Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, now spanning across Asia, Africa, and parts of Europe. This massive infrastructure and investment strategy has tied dozens of countries to China economically, increasing dependency on Beijing rather than Washington or Brussels. De-dollarization efforts. China has been quietly encouraging global trade settlements in yuan, especially with resource-rich countries like Russia, Iran, and Saudi Arabia. Through the China-led cross-border interbank payment system, CIPS, Beijing is creating a parallel system to SWIFT. Technological sovereignty. Varoufakis notes how China has moved from copying to leading in fields like 5G, artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, and quantum computing. Companies like Huawei, BYD, and Alibaba represent China's pivot from being the world's factory to becoming a global innovator. The US response? Misguided and militarized? Varoufakis criticizes the US for focusing too heavily on military containment and sanctions, rather than adjusting to the new economic reality. Washington still thinks in terms of aircraft carriers and sanctions. China thinks in terms of supply chains and ports, he said. He suggests that the American obsession with maintaining unipolar dominance is blinding it to the fact that power is increasingly defined by economic entanglement, not just arms races. China's strategic patience. A central point Varoufakis emphasizes is China's long-term strategic patience. Unlike the West, which operates on election cycles and quarterly profits, the Chinese Communist Party plans in decades. This allows Beijing to make infrastructure investments and strategic alliances that pay off in the long run, without the pressure of short-term political gain. The rise of the multipolar world. Varoufakis doesn't see this as a story of Chinese supremacy, but rather of US decline in a world shifting toward multipolarity. China isn't trying to replace the US as the global cop, he notes. It's building a world where no one cop rules. In this emerging order, regional powers like India, Brazil, and Russia are also asserting themselves, often aligning with China in opposition to Western dominance. Final thoughts. Yanis Varoufakis' warning is clear. The West must wake up to the silent transformations happening globally. If the US continues to rely solely on hard power, it may find itself increasingly irrelevant in a world being rebuilt, quietly but steadily, by China's economic diplomacy, technological advancement, and strategic partnerships. Empires don't fall with a bang, Varoufakis concludes. They fade away, while watching others write the new rules.